Today I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite recipes that are made in one pot that I love making for busy weeknights. We are going to be making hamburger hash, hamburger stroganoff, and my kids' favorite, taco spaghetti. All of these are 100% approved by my family, and I think your family's going to love them too. Let's get cooking. First up is hamburger hash. This is all made in one pot. It's ground beef, frozen hash browns, and super simple seasonings. But when it comes together, the flavor is amazing. Before we head over to the stovetop, let's get our onion ready. You need a half an onion diced for this recipe. I'm using a yellow onion, which is my favorite for these one pot meals. And of course, using our favorite knife. I have this linked in the description below. And I'm gonna be cheating, as always, and using our veggie chopper, also linked in the description below. So when I cut the onion on the hash, I always quarter it, so one more time, and then I add it to the veggie chopper. So in case you haven't heard, we are doing 1 month or one pot recipes all month long. So if you love them as much as we do, make sure that you like and subscribe so you don't miss out. So look how simple it is, and we have beautifully chopped onions every single time. Head on over to your stovetop, and we're gonna heat a large skillet, or you can use a cast iron skillet over high heat, and add about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I'm using an olive oil, but you can use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever you have on hand. Add in those beautifully diced onions and 1 pound ground beef. So I'm using lean based on my preference, but you can definitely use anything you prefer. Use a meat chopper or a sturdy spatula to break up that beef. I just got in this pink one and I'm obsessed with it, and it's my first time using it, so who's excited? It's so cute. It's pink and gold with a nice little gem on top, and of course I'm gonna link it for you in the description. The biggest mistake I see when browning ground beef is people just wanna go in and start moving it around constantly, but it actually is easier if you let it sit and brown for a few minutes before you move it around. So try not to touch it for a couple minutes. So when you start seeing the edges get brown, then go in and break it up. See how it's a little brown on the skillet? That is actually good because it's gonna add flavor to our hash. We're gonna continue to cook it until all the beef is brown. If you try this recipe and you think it's bland, it's because you're skipping this step. Once it's nice and brown, add in 2 teaspoons minced garlic. I'm using pre-minced, but you can mince your own. If you mince your own, do about 2 cloves. We're just gonna saute this for about 30 to 60 seconds until you can smell it. Add in about a half a cup of water and use your spatula. I love this wooden spatula, it's great. And we're gonna just scrape all the brown bits off of the bottom of the pan. This is called deglazing the pan. If you've been following us, you're like, yeah, we know, we heard you talk about it. And we're gonna remind you every single time because this is a flavor booster. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt and then a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Add in a bag of diced hash brown potatoes. This is a 28-ounce bag, but you can add up to 32 ounce because I know they come in different sizes depending on your brand preference. Take your spatula and stir to combine all these ingredients. Turn the heat up while you're stirring to just get the overall heat up in the mixture. You can hear it sizzling, and that's great. Once the heat is nice and high, we're going to cover this and turn the heat down to low. We're essentially steaming these potatoes and cooking them. You want to let this cook for 10 to 12 minutes on low until those potatoes are tender. Now I'm going to come in and toss it every few minutes to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. It's been 3 minutes, let's check. I'm just going to give it a quick stir and make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. So far we are good here. If yours is sticking, add just a little bit of water. Cover it back up and continue to let it cook. It's been 12 minutes. You'll know that it's ready because the potatoes are nice and fork tender, and honestly, I just grab one and taste test it. Taste test it? Perfect. Quick tip, now in this recipe, the potatoes are softer, they're more steamed. If you want them crunchier and a little more browned, turn your heat up and let it cook on high heat for just a few minutes, stirring it to brown them a bit. But I love them just like this. It's ready. to enjoy. My favorite part. Now, what's great about this meal is you can add in, oops, almost burned my hand, friend. You can add in any veggies when you add in the potatoes, and it truly makes it a complete meal. Frozen broccoli, frozen peas, green beans, whatever you like, you could toss it right in. Now, when I make this at home, I just serve it with like a big salad because my family loves salad and it's an easy win. Time for my favorite part of the taste test. Delicious. The ingredients are simple, but the flavor comes together. My kids devour this every time I make it. And now I'm gonna show you another one of my kids' favorite recipes. I'm gonna show you how to make hamburger helper stroganoff without cream of mushroom soup. And of course, we are not using the box on this recipe. We're gonna make this hamburger helper stroganoff from scratch, and you're gonna be surprised how easy it is. It's an amazing flavor-packed cream-based sauce that is so easy to make in one pan, and of course, I cook the noodles right in the pan as well. Let's get cooking. First up, we need to chop some onions. That's pretty good considering I don't do the sports, just the cooking. So to dice the onion, as always, I'm using my handy dandy chopper. Love this thing right here. When we use it, we just quarter the onion. So first I cut off the ends, cut the onion in half, and remove any of the skin from the onion. Once you get the skin off the onion, go ahead and quarter the onion, so the halves. And then when I use the chopper, I like to pick up the quarter and put it point side down onto the blade. And then chop. I love this chopper because I'm literally gonna chop this onion in minutes. It's linked in the description below if you haven't bought one yet. The onion is ready. We're gonna set that aside and get together our mushrooms. So for like a classic stroganoff, you want sliced mushrooms. I like to slice my own. You want about 8 ounces just because I think that it tastes better than the pre-sliced. The pre-sliced, in my opinion, does not have the great flavor. Now, if you are a mushroom hater, like my sister Carrie, it's okay, just leave them out. This is still gonna be great without the mushrooms. And if you're nervous about like your kids liking the mushroom, you can always throw the mushrooms in your chopper and dice them up real small so they cook down into the sauce and you get all the flavor without the texture of the mushrooms. So to slice a whole mushroom, I just lay it on its side with one of the stems down, hold it on one side, and then use, of course, our favorite knife, linked in the description below, to slice it evenly. And when you get to the end, I hold it on both sides and just run the knife through it. And there you go, perfectly sliced mushroom. The hardest part is over with. That's all the prepping that's needed. So let's get to the stovetop and get to cooking. We're using a large stock pot for this recipe. You can use a Dutch oven as well. Heat over medium-high heat. Add in 1 pound ground beef. Add in the beautifully diced onions. Use a meat chopper to break up that beef as it browns. Who else is loving my pink meat chopper? It's so cute and it's linked below for you guys. And you already know what I'm gonna say. Resist the urge to just start chopping it up. Let it sit 3 to 4 minutes to get nice and browned, and then we're gonna come in and chop it up more. It's been about 4 minutes and you can see some of the ground beef browning around the edges, and that's when you want to go back in with this meat chopper and start to chop it up and mix it around so the remaining of it gets browned as well. It's looking great. We're gonna go ahead and let this cook for a few more minutes until the beef is no longer pink. Then add in the sliced mushrooms. Ah, some fell out, it's okay. No mushroom left behind. Mix this in with the meat and we're gonna saute this for 3 to 4 minutes until the mushrooms are starting to soften and release the moisture. It's been 4 minutes and the mushrooms have officially released their moisture. So I want to explain what that means. As you can see, they're no longer quite as firm and they're more soft, and they change color. It's not like a vibrant white color, it's more of a brownish color, and that's how you know they're ready. Now we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. This is gonna help thicken that sauce later, but we want to add it in now and cook it for a bit to kind of get out that floury taste. So we're going to let this cook for about a minute. Now we're going to add in 3 cups of beef broth, but we're going to do a little bit of a time, so about a cup at a time roughly, and stir it in just to make sure the flour doesn't get lumpy. This is a great opportunity too to deglaze that pan and get any brown bits on the pan off and into the sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and add the remaining broth just because I didn't have any lumps, so I'm not seeing any issues with my flour. But if yours is a bit lumpy, just do 1 more cup of broth, stir it in, and then add the other cup. Stir in 2 tablespoons Worcestershire sauce, and then 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard. I'm just gonna use this little guy to scoop them out here. Now let's do the seasoning. Start with a teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon dried thyme leaves. Make sure to use the leaves and not the ground thyme. 1 teaspoon salt, I'm using pink Himalayan salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon pepper. Stir to combine, and then make sure the heat is up to high, and we're going to bring this to a boil. It's at a boil, so let's add in 8 ounces wide egg noodles. Stir them in and push them down into the sauce because you want them submerged into the meat mixture. Cover, reduce the heat to low, and cook for 10 to 12 minutes. It's been about 3 minutes. You do want to stir this occasionally, so every few minutes, to make sure that the noodles are cooking evenly. There's my timer, not burning and staying kind of pushed down into the meat mixture. Continue to cook through until the noodles are tender. Turn off the heat, and then we're gonna add in 1 cup of sour cream. This is gonna give that sauce that creamy texture. Gently just stir it in and let the heat from the meal melt and combine it. So I love using sour cream because it gives it that little bit of tang that you get in classic beef stroganoff. If you're wanting a lighter option, plain Greek yogurt is delicious in this recipe as well. It just took like 2 minutes of stirring and it's melted and heated through. It's ready. Last but not least, just to make it a bit fancier, we're gonna add in some fresh chopped parsley. Now, I'm not gonna lie, if I was making this at home, I'd probably skip this step, but for you guys, I wanted to include it today. Just gently stir it in, being careful not to crush the noodles. Now it's time for my favorite part, eating it up. So this meal is delicious and amazing, but it is very filling, so I'm gonna recommend a light side with it. Some of your favorite veggies, either steamed or roasted. I like broccoli just because I will mix it right in to get the sauce on the broccoli as well. Let's try this. Delicious. This is 10 times better than the box stuff and took just as quick. Ready in under 30 minutes. And I want to show you real quick how to make one more of my favorite recipes, taco spaghetti. Taco spaghetti is so delicious. It's like tacos and classic spaghetti got married, had a baby, and the wonderful taco spaghetti was born. Start by browning 1 pound of ground beef with a diced yellow onion in a large skillet. Once the meat is cooked and the onions are soft, drain off any excess grease. Sprinkle in a packet of taco seasoning and pour in a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, also known as rotel. Add uncooked spaghetti noodles and water, then bring everything to a boil. Cover and simmer until the noodles are perfectly tender. Now for the best part, stir in shredded cheddar cheese, cover briefly so it melts into creamy goodness, and finish with fresh cilantro on top. In about 35 minutes, you got one pot, bold Tex-Mex flavor and minimal cleanup. Perfect for busy weeknights. Let's dig in. If you love these 3 one-pot dinners, I have more linked in the description below. And if you love easy and affordable recipes, make sure you like and subscribe and check out our next video.